Hello again, and welcome to the corner of my flat where I talk about paid advertising amongst other topics. Today I'm going to be talking about Google Ads display network. Does it help you in any way? Is it worth it? Why is it always switched on within Google search campaigns? Well, we're going to discover all of that. We're going to talk about it. We're going to dig right in and go to the docs first so I can just actually explain what it is, and then I'm going to show you where you'll most often experience it in two different places. One is terrible and the other is sometimes good. So let's dig in. So let's start, like I said, with looking at what the actual display network is. So the display network serves visually engaging ads on the Google display network. The display network helps you reach people as they browse millions of websites, apps, and Google-owned properties such as YouTube and Gmail. Display campaigns offer a simple, intelligent solution to managing the complex variable display advertising, and maybe the most effortless way to broaden your customer base and win new conversions. User display campaigns show ads in almost all formats across the display network, reaching people at all stages in the buying cycle, from people with demonstrated interests to customers just about to buy. So there's a bunch of benefits here, multiple places, Google-owned properties, YouTube and Gmail, and beyond search, build your campaign goals, etc. And you can do optimized targeting and smart bidding, etc. So this is what Google Display is. So essentially, this is anywhere where you see one of those display banner ads, and it's trying to basically hook you in to a particular random website that very often you've looked at previously, which we'll go into later. But this is what a display network is. So then how does it actually come into your life when you're running Google Ads? Well, there's two places primarily. The first one is within a search campaign, actually. This is the one that sucks. So don't do this. I'm going to give you the quick hidden answer to this video. Don't use this. This is within a search campaign. Google then says, I'm sure what you also want is to go into Google Search Partners websites, but also the display network. So this easy way to get additional conversions at similar or lower cost than search. That's complete bullshit. This is an absolute lie by Google. Include Google Display Network. So these are ticked automatically switched on. So this is one of the classic things I will tell everyone to do when they start setting up a search campaign, is come in, turn these both off. Google will even try and make you turn it back on again. It won't do it now because I've already made this campaign. There you go. When I untick it, don't miss the opportunity to get additional conversions at a similar or lower cost with just one click. If they're pushing this hard, there's normally a reason for it. And that is because nobody wants to use the display network because it mostly sucks. The display network is a bunch of banner ads on the sides of websites. If we have run endless display campaigns versus not display campaigns, search campaigns, and in most cases, search campaigns win because the buying intent is so high. It is people in that exact moment to go ahead and buy. And so that is why display advertising is often second place to search advertising, as long as someone is actually searching for the problem that you solve, which of course is not always the case, but in most people's cases, Google search is one of the best places to do advertising. I still do Meta ads, I still do LinkedIn ads, and I love those two, and they're an amazing place to find so many of your customers. And of course, one of the benefits of the display network and other display networks like Meta and LinkedIn is that ultimately you can get people when they aren't searching. So that is important. But don't use this, because the reason you don't use this is there is no options or settings to actually make this a good display ad. All this does is it pulls all of your random stuff from your campaign, like copy that you've written and images from your website, and tries to make an ad. It's generally just text-based ads generally. And so this is doing no effort whatsoever to optimize that campaign, this version of display ads. So they will be terrible display ads generally as well. Now if we switch over to the other place that you would see display, which is the correct place to be using display, is I've gone into creating a new campaign. You can just do create a campaign without any goals, and then you go to display. So this is an actual display campaign. So reach customers across all the blah 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 websites they have. So then you can come in here and let's just skip past all of this, test. So this is where you can do all of the settings, you can choose where you want to go. I'm not going to go into an entire display campaign setup, but this is where we definitely want to be working to build a display campaign if you want to run one, because ultimately this gives you all of these options. You can do all of this great targeting. So this is where you could set up remarketing lists and all that kind of good stuff. And then also the ads. So you've got the URL, you can set your business name, images, you can set very specifically, really nicely finished images which are made for the display network, so much more tailored. You can set lots of different logos that are formatted properly. You can use videos even. You can add in 5 different headlines, loads of really purposefully written copy that's made for an ad that someone might see on a random newspaper online website or something. So this gives you so much more freedom to write purpose-made copy and use the right creative and format all of that perfectly for these ads. And also it allows you to make multiple of these ads and then test them against each other and then slowly improve on the quality of the ads, because if you can A/B test, you can improve. Google says it will do that, and it does, but it doesn't do it as well as a human does it. So this is the other place that you might see it. So there we have it. That is the display network in terms of the 2 places you can use it. But let me make this very clear. I do like the display network in certain scenarios. So for example, in remarketing, it's a really useful place to be able to spread your brand across the internet and all of these random websites and all of the Google network that it talks about. But you can do that in a really controlled way, and you can make the right kind of ads, really purpose-made for that situation, and you can use remarketing lists pulled in from your Google Analytics to then remarket to people. For example, in the SaaS space, if someone's signed up to a free trial but they didn't then go ahead and purchase, you can do a remarketing audience to that group. Or if someone has added to basket or just visited your website as an e-commerce store, you can create great remarketing audiences there and then chase those people to go ahead and purchase and then exclude them once they do. So there is some really great moments to use the display network, but it's really a minor thing to be considering. And the best way to give you some context in this is I very often wouldn't even consider it at all past, say, £10,000 a month ad spend at least. So most people watching this video very likely will not be anywhere near spending £10,000 plus. If you are, great, cool. Maybe start to think about it, but it is a secondary thing. And the really simple reason for that is because the search network is just more efficient. And also, if I wanted to do display, I would be looking at LinkedIn or Facebook. They are just better at display advertising than Google's display network. It's just a matter of fact. So if you want to be doing advertising out to that large audience of people that aren't searching, use LinkedIn or Meta. If you do have a larger budget, then the display network can be a nice addition to kind of accompany and support the rest of your Google campaigns, but it is not a primary tool to drive you great conversions like Google describes it as, and it definitely should never be used in the Google search campaigns themselves. I hope this was of use. If you like this kind of video, please do subscribe. I really enjoyed to see anybody hitting that subscribe button. I think I'm around 700 subscribers of filming this video. Hopefully I'll hit 1,000 anytime soon, and yeah, I'll hopefully get to see you in the next one.